Hey guys, I'm Azra and this is a quick guide about the boss Igira on the difficulty normal and heroic. Let's get started with the tank mechanics first. The tanks need to cuddle because she's cleaving very strongly. They have to stand together at one point. In addition to that, you also receive a stacking bleeding debuff, which you see here at the top right corner. Swap around at the 7-ish stacks. Now let's have a look at the damage dealers. Most of the time they just need to dodge some stuff, like the ability that's coming right now. Twisting Blade is spawning 3 blades which then fly out in a cone shape. Just avoid them. In addition to her blades, she's also randomly targeting some players and they receive a big red circle like here. You have to move to the boss so people can cleave the spears that spawn once it is thrown away. You see one player to the top right didn't quite make it. That was a mistake. Don't do it like that. Cuddle a bit together, not too much. That way the spears can be cleaved by your DPS. Now let me pause here for a second and describe to you what happens in the intermission phase, because in regards to these 3 weapons you trigger a special effect on the boss and only one special effect can be active per weapon. The usual order how people do this boss is: to the top left, they like to go first with the axe. This is triggering the special effect Umbral Destruction. In the middle, we have a sword, and as soon as you soak this, you trigger the special effect that's called Smashing Viscera. Last but not least, she has a dagger to the right. This is triggering the effect Heartstopper. Each of your players will receive a healing absorption, and if your healers can't manage to top it off, it will just run out of time, and as soon as that happens, you receive very high damage, which is probably going to one-shot your player. Let's assume you have decided to go with the Umbral Destruction. Now this is a soaking mechanic. On normal, you will just see a big fire circle around the boss. Go inside like here, soak it together as a team, and that's it. This is what you have to do on normal. If you have decided to go with the sword special ability, she will now randomly jump on the player. Big red fire circle will spawn, there you see, and then Igira's jumping on it. Just move out of that zone, avoid the damage, and you see she's jumping 2 times. In case you have decided to go with the dagger, you will now have to deal with the ability Heartstopper, which is the healing absorption I mentioned, which is making your heart explode. You see it to the top left here. Those are the players that need healing. If you can't top them off and the debuff is running out, they will eventually get one-shotted by this heart-stopping mechanic. And basically that's it. This is Igira on normal. On heroic, it looks a bit different. All of these 3 intermission abilities change on heroic just a bit. Umbral Destruction. Now, what is different from normal? You still have the same zone. You have to be inside it and soak it. As soon as you do so, you will receive a debuff, which is making you receive much more damage if you were to soak this zone with that debuff. There is an easy way to deal with this mechanic. You just split your raid into 2 groups. It could be all melees first soak or all ranges second soak. Now on heroic, if you soak the sword, you know now she is starting to leap, smashing Viscera. There you see. It's not just exploding, it's also spreading out with these fire worlds, these small little fire worlds, which you now additionally need to avoid. If you decided to go with the dagger on heroic, you not just only have these red fire circles here, you also have some radiating fire orbs from those players. The raid just needs to dodge these fire orbs and all is cool. And these are the mechanics on normal and heroic. You might probably wonder when to use Bloodlust. Well, on this boss, people like to use Lust at the start of the fight. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by leaving a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time.